Oh my gosh, this is a highly requested video, especially by nursing students, and they want to know a day in the life. And I would love to record at work little snippets, but I am not allowed to do that. They are very strict about recording for any purpose, especially if I have like any sort of business and I can monetarily benefit off of it, or if my YouTube videos are monetized. They're like,
no filming in the hospital.
Let's go through a typical day in the life. I will wake up at 5:30, shower, get ready for work, which means maybe makeup on my face, maybe not, maybe just under the eyes, making sure my hair is brushed and at least in some sort of like bun / ponytail that will literally transform throughout the day. Sometimes I just have it down, and then by the end of the shift, it's in some weird, crazy, messy bun. I arrive to the hospital right around 6:40, start to look up my patients, see what the assignment is, get a little bit of coffee, and then I will clock in right around 6:45, and then head over to the break room to put my lunch away and get a little more coffee, start to socialize a little bit, see who I'm working with for the day, get excited, look at the assignments, and then get ready for huddle. Huddle should usually happen before 7, which is really the charge nurse coming out being like, this is what's happening on our floor, this is when the next meeting is, this is what's going on. And then you're like, okay, and then you go out and you find who had your patients. And you're like, who had my patients? Let me start to get report. Ideally, report should be done in the room. Usually it's done like right outside the room. And then I go in and I see the patient. Oh, you told me, you know, they have whatever run in. Let's make sure it's true. And I've already looked at the patient, so I already saw the order, so I know if it's happening. And then we go on to the next patient, then I'm on my own.
Great, awesome.
Now I fill out my report sheet and my daily flow sheet for each and every patient. So I have that. If you want a daily flow sheet and a report sheet that I personally use, that I've used like for 10 years now, that I've like perfected, I'll put a link down below. It's totally free. I'll email it to you and you can print it out 1,000 times if you want to, but it's super, super valuable. So I fill that out. One side of the paper is the report sheet. That's what I'm gonna, like, the patient information. The other side is the daily flow sheet. So that's going to be from 7 to 7, what I'm doing for the patient. I look really quick through the chart and be like, all right, I've got this scheduled at this time, like medications, any tests, any things, if they've got AccuChecks, if they've got stuff like that, write it all down, boom. Then I start to go assess my patients really quick. So patient after patient after patient, any interruption, like phone calls, requests, things like that, I try to delegate everything that I can, especially in the first couple hours of my shift. So if I can ask a secretary to do something, if I can ask a tech to do something, I delegate as much as I can. And then if it can't be delegated, pain medicine, assessment, stuff like that, I'll take care of it and get it done. So all my assessments are done, and then I go to the Pyxis and I pull all of my meds. Pull my meds for like each patient, go in and give those meds based on whatever is reported to me, the vital signs. Usually as I'm pulling my meds or I'm waiting in line to pull my meds, the PCT or whoever's doing the vitals will give them to me, or I can just look them up on my computer. So as I'm like waiting in line or waiting to use the Pyxis, I'll start a little bit of charting. This is what I assessed. This is what I can tell from the patient status. This is what is going on. And then I start passing my meds. So as I'm passing my meds, they're also doing like AccuChecks, and then I gotta like hit those AccuChecks.
So if anybody needs insulin, I've got insulin ready to go, and then I'm going from room to room. Meds, insulin, making sure vitals are good. Meds, insulin, making sure vitals are good. Meds, insulin, making sure vitals are good, all while being interrupted 1,000 times by the phone and by the patients and family members.
So you really have to be able to, as you're getting interruptions, if it's something that needs to be done right now, write down where you are, just in case. If it's something that can be done later, write it down on the daily flow sheet for that hour for that patient. If it's something you can delegate, delegate it.
Calm down, calm down.
Use your resources. Use your resources, okay? Please, please, please. And then if you ever have downtime, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm caught up, I'm good. Always ask your techs what they need help with. You need to really cultivate that that relationship. Ask your tech, hey, what can I help you with? Do you need help with a bath? Do you need help lifting a patient? Can we go turn our patient together? Offer help, okay? I know sometimes when you have downtime, you're like,
I just want to go in the break room and just look at TikTok for 2 seconds.
Cultivate the relationship with other people. Ask other nurses. Always be offering help to your floor. You really want to create and cultivate a wonderful culture on your floor. And then somewhere in between there, I will go and grab breakfast, or I will hop into the break room because I've brought something that I can eat for breakfast. Next, I will do the next round of AccuChecks, the next round of meds, the next round of whatever needs to happen. The doctors start showing up, and I start giving report to the doctors, asking for a report, hanging the next meds, the next drugs, whatever it's gotta happen. Then we're probably around the time where I need to eat lunch. Sometimes I go to the cafeteria and I have time to do maybe like a huge salad bar fun situation where I just dump everything into a plastic container, or I brought some like soup or something from home, and then I will eat that, and I will make sure that when I'm fed and done, I will always make sure that other nurses will be able to be fed and have their break as well. I will always offer, hey, who hasn't gone on break? Who needs to eat something? Like, let's make sure everybody is taken care of. And then you'll get more doctors rounding. You can sort of like have a moment, usually right around 2 or 3, where you can say, all right, where am I? Am I caught up with all of my charting? Am I caught up with all of my meds? Let me plan for the next couple hours and make sure I'm all set up and that the next shift is all set up. And then right around 5:45 is when I take a little shot of espresso or Cuban coffee, and I run for the next hour. So 5:45, take a shot of coffee, running until 6:45 to make sure that everything is set up. My IV bags are not low for the next shift. All of the medications, lab draws, stuff like that are done. All of my assessments are done. My patients are okay with pain meds. They don't need anything for the next hour. Like, we're not gonna go in for a report and they're gonna be like,
I need 10, I need this, and I'm hungry, and I need this.
no, we're gonna get it all done from 5:45 to 6:45 so that they do not need anything, and that all of the new orders are taken care of, and you make sure that in that last couple of minutes, 6:45 to 7 o'clock, you've got all your report sheets updated. Anything that changed, maybe an IV changed position, their IV fluids got discontinued, we're gonna add that to the report sheet under new orders, or completely, update what needs to be done. So we're ready for a report, so that when that next shift comes out of the break room, we're not like, oh my gosh, I have to catch up, because you're delaying their day, and you could be delaying and setting them up for failure for their next 12 hours. So you really wanna get everything that you can done, especially updated report, especially patient needs, especially any type of medication passed, lab draws, or drips need to have like new bags, or bags that are not like about to be done, okay? So that's like a typical day in a nurse's world and life. I didn't add anything like fire drills, patient family members exploding and having issues, patient coding. There's so many things that can happen, but that is a typical day. And if you feel like I missed something or I didn't talk about something, put it down below in the comments. I would love to compare with you your typical day in life. And I'm just talking about like floor nursing in a hospital. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this gives you a little bit of insight and hope into this profession. It's not that bad. Changes are coming. Let's continue to fight for change, create the narrative that is so much better. Let's do it. This whole next generation is just gonna make the profession better. I know it is. I have a lot of hope for nursing and nurses in general. So if you want to find me on social media, I've got social media platforms, especially the TikTok. Put it down below in the description, and I have a blog. And if you need any help in your nursing journey, I have resources for you. So I'll see you on the next video. Bye.